Hello there, my name is Arya, and I'm an aspiring director chasing the Hollywood dream. I usually make animations and short films, but today I wanted to walk y'all through my process for my latest Five Nights at Freddy's animation. I won't be going step by step this time, but I can definitely do that in the future, and if any of you are interested. Without further ado, let's get on to the video. So the first step is usually researching and downloading all the models you'll need. Sketchfab is a great place to download all the kinds of models and pretty much will cover most of what you'll need for a project. I knew I needed some kind of establishing shot for the outside, so I found a couple models I could kitbash together. I took this parking lot from here and this nice restaurant as well. I didn't go for lower accuracy this time, so I kinda used whatever I wanted.
What?
I also used this beauty of a sign from the FNAF movie made by this person. All these links will be down below. So the next step was to find the models for the actual animatronics. I found them through a tutorial I was watching by BTB Animations. Shout out to him because this video taught me everything I needed to know about animating the animatronics. They're all on this DeviantArt page ported by this good chap. Just go to the Google Drive link down below and download them from there. Layout animation is basically mapping how the shot is going to play out. We'll determine the camera movement, its focal length, and animate really simplistic movements of our characters here. It's kind of like your blueprint for primary animation and the next step after storyboarding. So let's start with a really simple shot. Here I'm just kitbashing the first shot together and setting up the camera. I always set a keyframe for my camera regardless if it's going to move, just in case I accidentally move it somewhere else. Next, I'm going to adjust the length of the shot to 60 frames. And lower the camera slightly to give it a feeling that we're entering the scene. Give it a quick test, and here's our final layout shot. So the next shot is just a little more complicated, so I'll show you the final layout just for some context. Here I'm just mapping out some basic movements with only a few keyframes. But with this shot I'm actually cheating a lot because God knows I can't animate Michael picking the crying child up. So what I do here is zoom in as Michael is picking the child up so that the action happens off frame. I also think the angle works because it shows Michael as rather antagonizing and blends into the Fredbear plush moving his eyes. I'm going to be completely honest, animation is the hardest part of making a short film, at least for me. But luckily we have websites like Mixamo to help. Mixamo is a site filled with motion captured animations that you can literally apply onto almost any humanoid rig. Just upload your character onto the site and you're set. I use Mixamo for Michael walking up to his child in his shot and for the rest of the characters walking in the background. But for this shot, I literally keyframed a start and end point for each character and made their rig go up and down in the interval to give the illusion of walking. It's not the best option, but the camera shake definitely helps with the illusion. For the animatronics, I used concepts I learned from BTB's video and applied them here. The animation for the animatronics isn't too complicated. You first start with the eyes, then the head, then the body, and then the arms and everything else. You don't have to worry too much about the details since they're animatronics, and the movements are literally supposed to look robotic. So lighting can be a bit tricky sometimes, but luckily we also have a site for that as well. You can light outside environments with HDRIs from Polyhaven. An HDRI is basically a 360 picture that lights up your entire scene, using all the lighting data from that picture. It's a great base to work off of, and it can get you started pretty quickly on your scene. I also tend to get the base lighting done towards the beginning of the project, just so I can get a feel for the tone of all the shots. I didn't tweak all the details towards the end. Most of the short is indoors, so I use individual lights for mostly everything. I used mostly dark tones for the entirety of it, except for the spotlights on the animatronics up front. The room itself was lit with area and point lights using dark purples. A popular color in the FNAF universe. So once you painstakingly render all of your shots, the next step is to use some kind of program to edit your footage. I love using DaVinci Resolve because it's 100% free to use and is really dynamic with what you can do with it. There is a studio version that costs about $300, but you can do almost everything with the free version. Here's what my project file looks like. We have all the shots on the top and all the audio on the bottom. Once I have everything edited together, I go on to color grading the footage. This is a really important step because it can completely change the look of your shot. Let's take a look at the first one. This is without the grade, and this is with the grade. It's a huge difference. Here's a couple more. So that's pretty much the bare bones version of my workflow for this project. Y'all want a more step-by-step video? I can definitely do that as well. If you're interested in the short film itself, I'll leave a link down below. Let me know if you have any questions down in the comments. Please consider leaving a like and subscribing if you found this video helpful. Thank you so much, friends, and have a wonderful rest of your day.